Joining us for a couple of seconds this morning is Mr. Steve Graf, one of the hosts of the highly successful Hooking Up and Tracking Down Hunting and Fishing Show. Hey, Mr. Steve, how you doing, man?
Good morning, guys. How y'all doing this morning?
We last week had a chat with Tom Gresham from the Gun Talk show, syndicated show. And my first question to Mr. Tom was, I said, bluntly put, if Hillary wins the election, if Hillary is elected president, is your show over? And he kind of laughed. He said, well, not entirely, but I'm a little scared. I would be thinking as an avid hunter, as a gun owner, the thought of a Hillary Clinton presidency just scares you to death. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. But, again, and I've always said, where there's smoke, there's fire. And, of course, in this situation, depending on who we put into office, could lead to things down the road that may affect us all as gun owners. But, we had the privilege and the honor last week to have Lieutenant Colonel Oliver Jenkins, who's running for Congress, on our show last week. And, by the way, the first political guy we've ever had on our program in 9 years. We just don't get into the politics very much. But we thought it was important because to bring a person on that could explain to us about what does it mean when we put Hillary in the office. Now, he cleared some things up, first of all. He says Hillary doesn't really want your shotguns and your rifles. She's not after the hunters' guns and all that. But, and that's when I brought up, well, yeah, but she wants to get rid of the AR-15s and the AK-47. Those type of weapons are the ones she's trying to take away from the criminals and those that shouldn't be and shouldn't have possession of guns like that, mentally incapacitated people. But the thing is, she doesn't have the executive power to do that to us. Now, here's what's important.
Well, pardon me, Steve, but I could easily make the case that Barack Obama doesn't have the executive power to do a lot of the things he's done, but who has stood up to him? He's changed, Obamacare like 30-something times just by executive fiat. So you say Hillary can't do X, Y, or Z, but if nobody says, no, you can't, and there's no repercussions to her actions, she can do whatever she wants.
Well, here's the deal. Here's the part that we need to be concerned about. It's who she nominates and puts in the judges' chairs. Those are the ones that are going to make those decisions and change the laws of the land. Who they put in those spots are the ones that can affect all of us, nationwide. That's who she'll count on to get things done. And again, that being said, believe me, in no way, shape, or form do I support Hillary Clinton in any way, because I'm definitely, right now, I think it's a sad state of affairs of who we got to pick from. But Trump is obviously the choice for us, and for conservatives, I think that's the route you've got to go. But still, that being said, I don't think it's quite time to hit the panic button. Tom Gresham will still have a show. I just don't see her being able to just completely eradicate guns in America and turn us into, a country where we can't defend ourselves. But
Steve, let me ask you this. You're out there in the woods. You're out there on the lakes with hunters, with fishermen. What are they doing with regard to our election and the anticipation? Because we're hearing a lot of evidence of gun sales are up, ammunition sales are up. What are you hearing on that front?
Every year when you get to, every 4 years when we come election time, this occurs. Gun sales go up, ammunition sales go up because of the fear. Again, that everybody always says, well, Obama's going to take our guns. He was threatening, and this same threat was taking place when Obama first got in office. And, gun owners will not have the rights that we have, and those will be taken away. So people go in panic mode, and they start to buy ammunition, they buy the guns, and this happens every time we have an election. So this is not nothing out of the norm.
But, Mr. Steve, when you say the panic mode, when you have a presidential candidate like Hillary, and you brought up the point a couple of minutes ago, not only is it the big issue, one of the 2 or 3 huge issues in this election is Supreme Court justice nominees. And when you have a nominee, when you have somebody running for president like Hillary Clinton, who has come out and said, I think the Heller decision by the Supreme Court that said, yes, what the Second Amendment means is that individuals do have the right to guns. When she says, I think the Heller decision was wrong, is that really panic mode or is that justifiable concern?
I really don't know. I mean, with Hillary, again, as Trump has alluded to, there's a lot of talk, but she never gets anything done. So I'm hoping that's going to continue to be the case because, honestly, guys, I think it's a foregone conclusion as to who's going to be in the office. I think I think we all pretty much realize now at this point, people have made their minds up. It looks like Hillary's going to be our next president. So I think once the dust settles and she's in there, she's going to have her hands full of some of the other things immediately that I don't know what she'll do right off the bat to affect us gun owners, if anything, at this point. But I don't know. Again, it's all about Supreme Court justice, who they appoint, who they put in those positions. And that's why I want to make sure people understand. It is important for you as an American to understand and know who you're voting for. Understand what these people stand for and what they represent, because I think so many people now have gotten to the point, especially some of the younger people. Oh, I like her. She's good looking, or he's a good looking guy, or I just like the way they talk, or get to know your candidates. And I'm talking on a local level. Know who you're voting for. Put people in place, because a lot of the mess this country's in today is the fact that people did not do their homework when they elected these officials and put them in the positions they're in.